So now that you've heard the welcome video, now we're going to jump into do the orientation for the class. And I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. I'd like to keep these to no more than about 10 minutes, just to kind of give you a quick run through of how everything looks in the modules and just give you some just sort of insights here about the class inside of Canvas. Over to the left here, you'll notice, of course, we have our home page, which you'll come to. Uh, Try to keep it bright and engaging. Canvas doesn't let you do anything bright and fun inside of a module, so try to make the front page a lot more vibrant and interesting. To hopefully you'll want to click on it. And you'll see basically what I've allowed you to see here on the left, your modules here, the assignments page, your grades page. If you want access to tutoring, you have a link here, the library database, and then Starfish. If you're having any struggles or need help, we can take care of it in Starfish. Let me show you before I go to the module. I'll show you the assignments page, which is really important for you because in here you'll see all the assignments for the class. And I give them to you two places. I give them to you here, and I also in every module they're all there as well. For every chapter in the modules, you'll have all these in there as well. So feel free to go either place to access them. The due dates are listed here, so you can figure out when they're due, and it's really important. So you should know when things are due. Obviously, the attendance check-in is that should be done ASAP, like right away. The first day or two you're in class, it's when it starts. You should definitely jump on and do that. That tells me you're going to be in the class and you're kind of committed to the class for the duration. And then the getting to know each other, basically this is actually not 20 points. It's a 10-point extra credit assignment that I give you. I'll change that in just shortly here, but anyhow, it's 10 points. Just to tell a little bit about yourself. Just say, hey, my name is Rick. I'm, a poli-sci major, or I'm, just a few things, nothing personal, too personal. Just so your classmates get a chance to know you. So when you're doing discussions, it'll help you, build a connection there. One thing about discussions I'm big on, make sure you're respectful always to your other classmates. Even if you differ from them in an opinion, I expect you to be respectful in all things, no matter where you stand or where they stand. Everybody's a right to their story and their opinion, even if we see it differently. Okay. Let me jump into the modules because this is really the heart and soul of the class. And I structure it try to keep it simple. We'll give you everything you need up front. So I put the attendance check-in right on top. So you can go in and click in here and do your attendance check-in. So that's right on top here. The welcome to American government. Actually, this should probably be, let's see. Since I have you here, yeah, okay. Um, so here is you have to get your welcome video. And then you'll get my bios in here, and then it's orientation to-do list, things you need to take care of for class to get done. And in here, basically, when you click in, you'll see what it says for you to get done, what you need to do by certain dates. It just kind of gives you a layout of the first week of class, so you know what it is you have to get done from the beginning. Okay? All right. And then we go back to back up space here. Didn't mean to go that far back. Okay, so for orientation to-do list, and I have the academic calendar, which shows you what dates for the spring of this year, when the holidays are, and things like that. And then we have another important thing here for you, which are the spring and dates for late drop and late add for the class, when to withdraw. So if you click on this, you'll see inside of here, the important dates are sort of laid out for you. You can download the PDF here, or you'll actually pop up here. And it shows you the dates of things that are due in class. They're not due in class, that are institutionally required. So you'll see the last date of late register, the holidays are laid out here, deadlines for certain things are laid out in here. So you definitely want to take advantage of this and make sure you know when, what your responsibilities are, when things are sort of, if you're going to add or drop or need to do some things in financial aid, all those dates are laid out in there. The course roadmap, which is really important, this basically lays out for you each week of the class. It's basically cut from the syllabus, the last page of the syllabus. Just tells you from week to week what you have to do. And so just to give you another space to be able to kind of see how the class is laid out. So I use that, and that's the course roadmap for the semester. I'm not going to go through everything, but I wanted to highlight a few things. contacting me, of course, you have email, you can call me through the campus phone system that we utilize. My office hours are here. Basically, I'm live on campus every Wednesday after 1 o'clock. But the rest of the week, you can always catch me online or set an appointment, and I'll be happy to arrange time either via Zoom or by phone to have a conversation. You can always text me or reach me as you need to. If there's an emergency, again, I'm very, very, very big about communication. If you don't communicate with me, I can't help you. And I need to, something's going on in your life or something's impeding you from doing your work, I need to know ASAP. Student resources are here, so if you need information about certain things on campus, those are all built into the orientation. The next part of it is also talks about the textbook overview, uh, where it gives you some information about the textbook. There is, actually, this is what I'm looking for. I have to go in and clean this up. Yeah, here they are. So these are the three textbooks I've mentioned. First, second, third edition. You can use any of them, but do not use the Vantage one. The Vantage one has other supplemental things and costs a lot more. And I don't use it in class anymore. So just stick to one of the ones that's here. Try to get a used version, save your money, and you'll be fine for this class. Okay. As far as where you can purchase, again, you can use Chegg or you can use Amazon or probably other places. Maybe you can just Google it. Just Google the book and see. But the thing is, you can't pass the class without it. So make sure you get a copy of the book like ASAP so you don't get behind. The syllabus is in here. Again, the textbook purchase options are in here, which I just basically gave you the information. And then, since the most important part of the class are the discussions, I put, giving you some overview about the discussions, and then here's the getting to know each other discussion that you need to do. That's for extra credit. And again, it's 10 points, not 20 points. I will correct that after this video, so don't worry about that. And then here are the weekly modules, starting with the date for week 2. And you can see for week 2, we've got chapter 1. And they're all laid out the exact same way. So you have the learning objectives for the class, what I want you to learn for that week. And I'll click in here so you can get an idea of what it looks like. And this tells you basically what you're supposed to learn from the first week, the layout, and which is sort of a general overview. And then below there is my lecture. And this is the lecture for this week, lecture 1 for chapter 1. And if you click in, you'll see here, and all you do is click on it and run it, and it will basically talk to you about chapter 1. And then below there are the resources. So the chapter PowerPoints are in here. This is a really good place to start when you start reviewing for stuff or when you start to come into class. So when you come in and you need to sort of figure out, like, okay, what's chapter 1 about? The PowerPoints are a really good place to start because it gives you a really nice overview of the entire chapter, even prior to reading it. So if you're a little waiting on your book to come in, this is a really quick, easy way to be able to do what you need to do. The chapter videos, for every chapter, there's a series of videos that I have placed in here. And by the way, if you find any of the links are dead, just shoot me an email and I'll update them. They do die occasionally, especially from YouTube. And I have a lot of YouTube videos in here. So if for some reason something's not working, just shoot me a message and I'll update it. But I have videos for each chapter to try to make sure that what you read and to put some everyday or human context into what it is you're actually reading in the book. So that's what the purpose of the videos are. And then flashcards, which are basically help you learn the terms for the class. So for example, if you click on here, and you click on open chapter 1, it'll take you to the site. And like, for example, you want to know what anarchy is, you flip the card and it gives you what the definition is. And then you can go to the next one, authoritarian capitalism. And that way you can build a base of knowledge and understanding for yourself regarding the class. Next is, let me go back. And then next are the assignments, and I have them all broken down the same way. The quiz and the discussions are all laid out the same way. So you've got quiz 1, and I keep the quizzes open pretty much throughout the section as long as I can. I try to make sure they're there. And quizzes are pretty much open, and then the discussions are follow. Excuse me, the discussions follow right after the quizzes. Uh, even though these are the due dates, I do extend them usually throughout the class, but I do cut points because discussions are relevant during the time that of the when they're due, or the time that the chapter that we're in. And I usually open them for a couple of weeks, and then even though I have an extended time, you do lose points after those due dates because the relevancy of what you're going to respond to your classmates diminishes week by week. It's important during the time of the discussion, but if you decide to click in 3 or 4 or 5 weeks after the discussion's over or we're on to something else, it's not really as important as it is when you're doing it right during the time that we're doing it. And then you'll see that from then on, every single chapter is laid out the same way. That way there's no confusion. You will find chapter 3. We're in chapter 3 for 2 weeks, and it's important to note that. Um, it's important to note because it's one of the most important chapters of the book. It's a chapter on civil rights. So we cover all aspects of civil rights and civil liberties and all the various groups during that time. So it's an important chapter for the book. And then the legislative branch, we follow that with the judicial branch. Um, we also have the executive branch in there, and this is the 1 week where you actually have two assignments that you have to do. So in this particular week, you're doing chapters 4 and 5. The rest of the time, you're actually not broken down that way. So you'll see here, week 6, you've got the judicial branch. Week 7, you've got interest groups and political parties. And week 8, you've got public opinion. Um, and that's how the class is laid out for the 8 weeks. Chapters 9 and 10, I did not add to this purposely because I realized you weren't going to have a lot of time, and I didn't want to go down that road. Uh, so we will finish up right after spring break, and then we'll be on to the next thing. So this is again for the short session class. So spring break is the first week of April, and then we come back for one more week, and then we're on to the next. I'm on to the next 8 week class. Below here, a really good resource, the newsroom. This is where I put all like links to various web pages that are really outstanding for getting news source. The Economist is probably the greatest of all. And then some of the other ones that are here are also really quite good. I try to find things that are nonpartisan as much as possible. I try to steer away from just the ones that are kind of leaning toward any one side or the other. My goal is not to get you to pick one political party over the other, but to help enlighten you as to what they both mean and what they represent, why and to be candid about where they've come to today and why they're as messy as they are today. And that's pretty much it. I will click in real quickly and show you the syllabus before I end this. The syllabus is up here at the top, and I will click in here so you can take a quick look. And basically, as you'll see here, it's just a roadmap for the class. It tells you the do's and don'ts, but it is a binding agreement. So you need to make sure you look through it and make sure you familiarize yourself with the course objectives and the layout of the class. Everything is laid out in here, including the grades, the scoring mechanism for the class is laid out in here in terms of what an A is, what a B is, what a C, and what a D, and so forth. It talks about academic honesty, and remember I said plagiarism is a big no-no, so please don't do that, as it can catch you, and you don't want to get caught with that. Netiquette, how you approach your classmates, is really important, so be aware of that. Again, the link to the student resources, so any questions you have regarding things on campus that you need to get done, you can reach out through that. And then, of course, this is the course roadmap from week to week that shows you what things you have to get done from week to week. And that's pretty much it. That's the entire orientation. Excuse all the flying planes over my head. All of a sudden, it seems like they've decided to party on Super Bowl Sunday. So, but anyhow, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys. And again, real quick, if you need to reach me again, just don't hesitate to hit me email or message me or email me or anything you need to do to find me. I'm pretty reachable, and if you need to set up a personal or private appointment, don't hesitate. Okay. All right. And if you want to stop in to meet me, just come by my office hours on Wednesday. I'm always around. All right. Take care, guys.